Russia's army is increasingly encircling Ukraine. Vladimir Putin's troops now also pouring into neighboring Belarus, allegedly for military exercises. All with the help of Putin's friend, Belarusian strongman Alexander Lukashenko. Lukashenko falsely claiming the exercises near Ukraine's border are only a reaction to Ukrainian moves.
We were not the first ones to start paying attention to our southern border. Ukrainians began to gather troops there. I don't understand why.
Svetlana Tsikhanovskaya has heard the lies all too many times. From her exile in Lithuania, she's been leading the opposition against Lukashenko. And, speaking exclusively with CNN, says the US and its allies must act decisively.
What's going on the territory of Belarus with all these military drills is very concerning. And Belarusians are watching this very attentively. And we understand that regime now in very weak position, and maybe they could allow use Belarusian territory for Kremlin's aims.
She had Lukashenko on the ropes in 2020. A housewife and mother, she took the reins after her own husband, the politician Sergei Tsikhanovsky, was jailed by Lukashenko. According to the US and its allies, Tsikhanovskaya beat Lukashenko in the presidential election, but he rigged the election. What followed were peaceful protests against Lukashenko and then a brutal crackdown that jailed or exiled most of the opposition, including Tsikhanovskaya. Lukashenko managed to stay in power mostly thanks to Vladimir Putin, she says, effectively making him Putin's stooge and putting Belarus's army at the Russian president's disposal.
We don't know what steps he can do to keep his power, not to look like loser in this situation. But he also understands that his days are over. And it's just prolonging all these political games and showing loyalty to Russia.
While Tsikhanovskaya continues to fight for change in Belarus, she remains devoted to her family, openly admitting she is sometimes afraid, especially since her husband was recently sentenced to 18 years in jail after a trial the US and the EU called a sham.
I'm scared every day, scared for people in Belarus, scared for my own family, but just you have no choice. You have to go forward knowing that we are, a strong nation.
While Lukashenko has become an international pariah after essentially hijacking an EU-flagged plane to arrest an opposition blogger and unleashing a migrant crisis on the EU's doorstep this past fall, he does remain in business, not just thanks to Russia, but also China, as Xi Jinping recently called for deeper economic ties despite US and EU sanctions. But Tsikhanovskaya believes allowing a massive Russian force into the country will further discredit Lukashenko.
This is like invisible resistance, but it is going on every day. So I'm sure that I will back to Belarus, the same as hundreds, thousands of other Belarusians and our political prisoners.